Last minute tips and tricks for NID exam. Now NID exam is in 1 week and I'm getting so many DMs that what and all students can do in this last 1 week to increase their chances of getting through. So today we are not going to talk about how to improve your skills and stuff like that, but today we'll be talking about some of the common logical easy things which you can do to increase your chances of getting it right. So first thing is understand the syllabus. Now I have been seeing last few year exam papers. There are a fixed set of category of questions which will be asked. For example, there is poster design, there is logo design / signage, pictograms, there will be memory sketching, then there will be a specific product design problem where you'll be asked to solve a problem for a specific persona, where you'll be required to empathize with that problem. For example, design a pic for blind people or design an elevator for elderly people. Also, there is one common question which is related to storyboard or comic strip making, where you'll be given a situation and then you'll be asked to describe that situation in like 5 or 6 frames or things like that. So these are the type of questions which will be asked, and you'll have to specifically understand your strengths and weaknesses, like which is very easy for you. For example, for some people who are inclined towards graphic design, they might be finding logo designing and poster designing very easy compared to memory sketching. So if that is your case, then you can prioritize your questions like that. Now, be it memory sketching or poster design or anything, I have seen in NID you will be asked these questions for the same amount of marks. So you can prioritize your questions. You can take the easier part before, so that you will end up saving time for the difficult part. Second important thing is, no matter what, you will have to attempt the entire question paper. I have seen this again and again. People who end up doing average but attempting all the questions, they'll always score more compared to the people who are good with skills, but they are doing only 3 or 4 questions properly. So no matter what, you'll have to attempt all the questions. And that's why time management becomes very crucial. So time management, there can be several strategies, but one of the strategies could be you can make some milestones for yourself. For example, NID exam is for 1.5 hours, the design part, and then there are 5 questions. So you are fairly getting 20 minutes for each questions. And then in 20 minutes, you can also keep a cap of how much sketching time you'll have. I have seen this many times. When you get the question paper or when you look at the question, you will end up spending 5-10 minutes in just thinking about what to do. So don't do that. Keep a time cap. Like let's say 2 minutes are enough for getting an idea or understanding what you want to do in that particular question. That's it. And then move on to the thumbnail sketching and then your final sketch out. Third important thing is avoid logical, common sense, stupid mistakes. Now what do I mean by that? When you go to the exam, you are in that panic moment, you have a lot of peer pressure, stress, you are not in your comfort zone of your house and things like that. So here you will go through a lot of emotional roller coaster, and in that moment it's very easy to do stupid mistakes. Like I have seen this happening again and again. Students just misinterpret the question. Something will be asked and then they'll interpret something else and then they'll do something else. So you are basically putting the same amount of efforts, but you are losing on so many things. So that's why you have to read the questions carefully, understand the questions, understand very logically what are the deliverables asked here, and then only go and attempt the question. Second common mistake is students just start sketching on the final given space. And here what happens is many times the compositions will go wrong. Many times while sketching or towards the finishing point, you will realize, oh, the composition is went completely wrong and now there is not enough space for the main subject or things like that. So always start with a thumbnail sketch. Make a small doodle. It should not take more than 30 seconds, but you'll get the clarity what in all you will be sketching finally, how the composition is going to look. So if you find any problems, you can rectify in that thumbnail sketch itself. People who get very emotionally attached with their sketching skills, they end up spending, they lose the track of time and then they'll spend so much time on a single question. Don't do that. One of the strategies could be you can approach questions parallelly. Like coloring, you can do it in the end for all the questions. So parallel approach of these questions will make sure that your question paper is complete no matter what, and in the end you can spend more time to detailing, coloring and final touches. Fourth common mistake I have seen is people just start attempting their question and they don't look at the spaces given. So what happens is there will be some explanation asked with the sketch, and there is one space given for you, and then students will manage that space only for explanation and the sketch itself. And when they turn the paper, they'll realize there is a specific dedicated space given for the explanation, and you have already spoiled your sketch area for explanation, and then you don't have anything left for that explanation area. This shows a lot of unprofessionalism. It shows your mind state that you're not in a very calm, composed mode. You're very panicked, and that's why you have done this. So that gives a very wrong impression to the examiner, and that's why first take few seconds to just go through the entire paper, understand what all questions are there, understand what is the space given there, what is expected. It will give you a fair idea, and also it will help you to strategize the priority of questions. And the last one, which is like the most common sense oriented mistake, is that you will carry all sort of tools in your pouch, and then you will end up spending a lot of time just figuring out what tool to use. Be mindful of what is there in your pouch and be very specific to the tools. For example, for shading you can have a different pencil, for outlining you have a different pencil, for coloring small areas you have a different tool, for coloring a background space which is like a bigger space you will have a different tool. So be very organized with these things. Fourth thing is try to be unique. Try not to copy some of the existing examples which you have done during your practice. For example, there will be some common questions like design a traffic signal or design a crowded scenario, something like that, and then you have already seen those kind of solutions implemented around you. So don't just try to copy those existing solutions, because that is not going to give you any creative edge, and examiner is always looking for something very unique so that they will get a unique candidate with a very innovative, very refreshing kind of a thinking process. So that's why I try to be unique. And fifth, last bonus point is that try to keep it simple. Try not to panic a lot, because I have seen the less amount of stress will result into the maximum amount of creativity, and that's why people who are just there to have fun with the questions, they end up doing it better. This is not like a typical board exam or your other written exams where your mugging up skills will be tested. This is completely creative process, and you'll have to be completely present in that moment. You need to have fun with your questions. I know it's a little difficult because you have so much pressure in that final moment, but if you can have fun with the questions, you will end up scoring better. And once you do all these things, I think you will automatically avoid the chances of common mistakes, and automatically you will increase your chances of getting through. I hope this candid kind of a conversation helped you, and if it does, make sure you comment and let me know if this has helped you. Also, if you're new here, this channel is all about design. We have a design podcast where we host some of the best designers from Indian scenario. Make sure you check them out and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.